Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to Flutter Helper, and in this video we learn about how to build a fully functional quiz app. As you can see, in this app I implement a splash screen, and here the score of the game will appear here and a reset button. And the interesting thing about this app is snack bar. Look, when I tap on button, a snack bar will appear with a message whether the answer is correct or incorrect. Look, how cool is this? So without wasting any time, let's get started. Let's create our app, and I name this app as a quiz app. Let's create. First I'll take down the UI part, and then I'll provide functionality to this app. I guess you know about the basic stuff like what is stateless and stateful widget. If you don't know about this, then I'll drop the link of my Flutter basic tutorial in description. Watch that basic part first for better understanding of what is stateful widget and stateless widget. Now here I'm adding a void main in our app. Now in home I'm going to call our homepage class. Now let's create our homepage class. Stfull. In VS Code there is a short notation of stfull and stless. Stfull for stateful widget and stless for stateless widget. As you can see, when I tap on stless, the boilerplate code of stateful widget will appear. It saves a lot of time. Now let's run our app. Now as you can see, the color of the app bar I provide is yellow, but in this I am using a different shade of yellow. For this I am using a specific shade of yellow which is called a hex code value. Hex code value is a 6-digit value of a color code. To use hex code value, you Google it, or to know more about hex code value, I'll drop the link of color picker in description. You can check this out. And this is how you are going to apply hex code value. 0 into ff for fully opaque, and after this a 6-digit hex code value. Now let's reload our app. Now it's perfect. Let's move this title to center. For this we need to make center title true. Now let's again reload our app. Now it's perfect. Now let's provide body in scaffold, and I am using container as a body, and inside container I am using a column, and inside column I am providing image first. As you can see, we are providing this image first. After this all other widgets like what box and raised button. So this is how you will implement image in Flutter. Image, then small I, then image, then here asset image. Now to add image, you need to create a folder in location of your app, and I name this folder as images, and I'm going to paste the image inside this image folder. Now look, just wait. This is the image that I want to use in my app, and I'm going to copy this and paste this image inside images folder. Now I paste this image in images folder, and first let's change of the name of this image, and I rename this as quiz. It makes sense because we are building a quiz app. That's fine. Now let's go to pubspec.yaml. Inside uncomment the assets part. Here is an assets. Now uncomment this. You need to be very specific about spacing. You need to place assets right before uses material in same line like this, and here provide location to your image. My image folder name is images and image name is quiz. Now let's save this and copy this image path and paste this image path inside our here images asset images. Now let's paste. Now it's perfect. Let's run our app. Now it's good, but the thing is, this is not a good way to implement images in your app. The all better of implementing image is always wrap your image inside container. Why I'm using container? Because when you are making a responsive UI, container helps you a lot in maintaining the proper height and width of your image. That's it. And this is how we gonna use images inside container. Now to make images fit in container has a property, use box fit property to fit your images inside container properly, and give a width and height of the image. Height of 400 will be sufficient. Now let's see. Now it looks perfect. Now let's add a box inside below this image. Now this is the box that I am talking about. For this we are going to use another container. Now inside box decoration, provide a border radius. Yes, dot circular, and I guess radius of 12 will be fine. Let's see. I'm also going to give a border color. For border color I'm going to use that same hex code, cause this is the image path that we are following. So I'm providing the same color as of my app bar, like this. Hex code, same hex code value. This is the hex code value. Why it's giving me an error? Oh, I forgot to add color in front of this color, like this. Now it's good. Let's give a height and width also. Now reload our app. Let's see what happens. We need to resize our container, and height of 90 and width of 400 will be sufficient. Oh, it's 90, not 9, sorry. Now it's good. Let's give a little bit padding also. I need padding from top. Padding is basically whenever you need to use space, you need just use padding or size box, whatever you want. Now let's run. Now it's perfect. Now let's add some text inside this box. Quiz. We're going to change this text later when we are providing functionality and inserting our questions of the quiz. Now to align this text we need to use column, and as column has two properties, which is called cross axis alignment and main axis alignment. Cross axis alignment in column is from left to right, and in main axis top to bottom. So let's wrap this text inside column. Let's give a cross axis alignment to center. Now let's see. Now as I said, cross axis alignment is from left to right, and it's already placed in center. We also need a main axis alignment to align this text properly. Now it's perfect. Now let's provide raise button to this quiz. I'm using row, and inside row I'm using raise buttons. Why I'm using row? Because I want to align two buttons in a row. you will understand, I guess. I'm going to provide this on press functionality a little within a minute. Be patient. First, let's finish our UI. To make the size bigger of erase buttons, we need to give padding like this. Padding is from inside and margin is from outside. If you are confused between what is padding and margin, just comment down and I'll make another video tutorial in which I am going to explain what difference between padding and margin. If you want, then comment down. And here I am going to add a shape property to this raise button. And here again I am using a border radius dot circular. Now let's give a text color true. I want to give a text color of white to this true text and a bold texture. I'll provide source code of this app in description. Go to my GitHub repository. There you'll find the source code. And if you are learning something from this video, guys, do subscribe, comment and like to my channel. This means a lot to me, because this is the only way that you can support me. Okay, so now let's continue our video. Now as you can see, we have successfully completed our UI. Let's give a background color also. Background color in a body of scaffold. That's why. Look. Now it's perfect. Now our UI part is complete. Let's provide functionality to our app. To add multiple questions, we need to use a list. And inside list, I'm going to implement a 10 questions which I need for this quiz application. Fine. So let's name this quiz as Q text. Sorry. Now for simplicity of code and your better understanding, let's create a model class. In model class, I'll declare a variable and a constructor only. And I name this class as questions. If you don't understand what I'm doing, just wait for a minute. When the app gets runs, your all doubts will be cleared. So I'm using string qtext. In this variable, I'm going to store my questions, and is correct is a boolean value which is true or false answer to my questions. Just wait, I'll show you. And let's rename this as QList. Now, cause it's a list of questions, na? That's makes sense, I guess. Now import the model class. Now here we are using constructor of our model class. Now if you have any kind of confusion, here all doubts get cleared. Now this is the question. The human body has 4 lungs. The answer is false. That's the human body is a Q text and false is correct part. I guess you will understand what I'm trying to say. And here are all the 10 questions that I'm using for this app. Now let's see if our model class works or not. To this, let's give a Q list, which is our question list, and 0 index. 0 index means first question. Now let's run this app. It's good. Now here are all the question and answer of the quiz. Now to provide functionality to our button so that when we tap on button, our question gets changed and we move to next question. For this we need to provide a counter, and counter is, I give initial value of counter is equal to 0, cause 0 is because I want my first question to appear first, as in is a list, you know about indexing that first element is start from 0, that's why 0 1 2 3. So in list here are 9 10 and 10 elements, and indexing starts from 0 to 9. So when I initially provide value of counter is equal to 0, which means I want my question first. So let's let's make a method so that it can check whether our answer is correct or not. For this, here I am using a bool user choice. User choice is basically your choice if you tap on true or false. User choice like this, if user choice, which means suppose if I tap on true and the answer is also true, then if user choice is equal to queue list, counter means on which question. Now if user choice is equal to our question and answer is also true. If you have any kind of doubt regarding this function, when I am implementing this function in raise button, your all doubts gets cleared. Just wait for a second. Now here we are using our function in raise button, so that when we tap on our raise button, it gives us a result whether the answer is true or false. So here it's a it's for false button. So here I am using false. False is user choice. And here I am using check. Here I am adding user choice equal to true. If user choice equal to true, then answer is correct. Now let's run our app. Look at this. If we tap on true, false, that's correct. Now let's see another question. It what? So to provide the question, next question, we need to add counter here, like QList counter dot QText. Now to make this functionality happen, that's when we tap next question changes. For this we need to use a if else statements for this counter, and counter is starts from 0 to 9. We need to use this if else statement inside set state. Now let's see. If I tap, it works perfectly. Kelvin is a measure of temperature. That's true. Look, the answer is correct. Our logic is perfectly fine. So now let's add a snack bar to our application. Let's add snack bar. This is how you will implement snack bar in Flutter. Content, inside content, use text what you want, and I want correct to be appear in my snack bar, and scaffold dot of context. I'll explain you about this build context and context part within a minute. First let's run this app and paste this for false part also. Snack bar always uses a build context type, but this means this context that we are using in snack bar is different from the context we are using in build method. So let's pass this context here as well. Now let's run our app. Now this gives me error. Look, when I tap on this button, then an exception was thrown. Now this is the error that I got. Just listen carefully one thing that I'm going to tell about what is build context. Build context is an object that knows all about the structure of our app and our user interface, where things are placed like container, column and all our widgets. That's why we need to pass build context method every time when we are constructing our app. In simpler words, build context is a tree and all the widgets like container, column are its branches. And the trees knows, or you can say it sets the locations of all the widgets like container, column and everything. Now this error occurs. Now this error occurs because we are using different context. Look this. We are using different context outside of build method. It means this context is different from this context. This context. For your better understanding, I am going to rename above context. Now, in simpler words, we are using different context and this CTX is different because we are using it in a method and which is outside our build context. The method that we are using check main is we build this method outside our build method. That's why the snack bar using a different context. Now let's run this app. And what the solution of this error? The solution of this error to use different context inside a build method context, you need to use builder. Now let's use a builder property. Now here we are using builder property. Now this builder method builds space for this CTX inside this context. That's it. Now let's run our app. Let's see whether it's working or not. Let's press true. Yeah, that works perfectly. I guess you'll know this concept. If you have any doubt about this snack bar and all about this app, just ask your all doubts in a comment section. I'm going to answer all your doubts. Now let's add a color and a duration also. Let's give a duration of this snack bar and a color, background color as well. For correct, we are using background color as green. And copy paste this same property inside incorrect part. True, correct. What's the problem that, oh, we are using a same, I forgot to edit the things that I copy and pasted. Now it's perfect. Now let's give a score and reset button. For this we are going to use another container, and inside container we are using row cause we need this to score and reset button in a row. That's why I'm using row here. Let's give a text of score, and here I'm using 10 questions in a quiz and every question is of 5 weightage, so that's 50. Let's give it a text style little bit. I'll provide a color of brown. Brown is looks good with this thing, and a font weight dot bold. Now let's add a reset button also. For this reset button, I'm going to use a different approach. I'm using text here. Reset button. Let's also provide some styling here. Let's give this a font size of 18, and I'm going to provide a red accent color to this text. Now let's run our app. Let's give a main axis spacing. Main axis for row is from left to right and cross axis for row is from top to bottom. Now it looks perfect. Now let's provide functionality to this score. For this we are using a same approach. Just wait, I'll show you. For score, initially I want score is equal to 0, and whenever my answer is correct we need to increment of +5. Okay, so if my answer is correct then score is equal to score +5. We need to give an increment of 5 in score. Now if my answer is incorrect, I'm going to increment score with a 0 value. That makes sense. Score is equal to score plus 0. Now let's run our app. First implement this function inside this score. Sorry, not function, a score variable. In Dart, there is a property to call any variable inside text. Just add a dollar notation, dollar sign in front of score. Now see, now our score value is ready to use. Let's run this app. Now see, answer is true. Yes, as you can see, the increment of 5 will appear. Now 10. Now this thing works perfectly fine. Let's provide functionality to our reset button. There is a very good property which is called inkwell. If you wrap anything inside inkwell, it gives you many properties, and one property is also any text which you wrap inside inkwell, it provides a on tap property like this. See, when I'm give a, let's give a on tap here. Now let's run our app. Now see, a reset game text are converted into a button. That's good. Now let's make another method for reset function, and it is very different. We are very easy. We are just setting for reset. We need to set a value of score is equal to 0 and a counter is equal to 0. Counter is equal to 0, which means first questions, that whenever we tap on resets, our question changes from first and scores changes to 0. That's it. Now let's test this out. Let's restart our app. Now let's compare this also. We have make a same app. That's good. If true, sorry, it's false, so then it's not incrementing. And we tap on reset. Let's see. Now our game is reset. That's perfect. I always forgot to remove one thing, and the thing is this debug banner. So how to remove this? Just go to material app on the top, and here enter debug show mode checked this line and make it false. Now let's run our app. Now as you can see, the debug banner has removed. Guys, this video is getting too long, so I'm not going to add a splash screen here. I've already created a full detailed video regarding splash screen, how to implement and what is splash screen. I'll provide that link of my video in description. Go there and watch that video if you want. If you learned something from this video, guys, do like, share, comment, and do subscribe my channel. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.